Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Scratch Learners. Today we are going to discuss about C++ code of counting short. In the last video we had discussed about how this counting short algorithm works. So if you don't know about counting short, then please watch out that video. Now let's begin with the code. This is the code. Here we are using two functions. The first one is getMax to get the maximum element from the array, and the second one is countShort, that means to sort the array. As we already know, counting short is a sorting algorithm that sorts the elements of the array by counting the number of occurrence of each unique element. Okay, and it is also a stable sort, and in some cases it runs in linear time, that is its runtime complexity is order of n. So let's begin from the main block. Here we are inputting the number of elements of array in the variable n, and we are inputting all the elements one by one in the array A at location I. Then we are calling this function getMax to find out the maximum element from the array. So let's see the block for this getMax function. See here, in the beginning we are initializing the element at the 0th index of array in the key variable. Then from the first index to the last index, we are comparing if the element at the k variable is smaller than the element at the ith index of array, then we are storing the ith element of array in the variable key. That means the element in the k variable will be the maximum element of the array, and we are returning the value of k, that means the maximum element. So when this will return the value of k, it will be stored here in the variable k. Okay, then we are calling the function countShort with the arguments the array, the size of the array, and the maximum element. So let's see the block for this function. See here, this is the main function countShort, which is sorting the array. Okay, and here we are sorting the elements by counting the number of occurrence of each unique element. So let this be our array. Okay, here we are having 6 elements starting from index 0 to index 5, and see here the maximum element is 4, so k equals to 4. Now we are having an array of size k plus 1. This is the count array in which we will store the count of each unique element of the array. Okay, so in the beginning we are initializing all elements of the count array as 0. Why? Because when we so if these are the indexes of count array, since k equals to 5, so there will be at most k plus 1 equals to 4 plus 1, that means 5 index of count array. So there are 5 index, and we are initializing all the elements of count array as 0. Now we will store the count of each element in the count array. So for I equals to 0 to n, we are fetching the element from the array A, and we are incrementing the value of count at that index of count array. That means if the element is 4, then we are going to the 4th index of count array and incrementing its count. So it was 0, now it will be 1. Similarly now 2, we are going to the 2nd index of array count and we are incrementing its value to 1. Similarly, when this 3 will be fetched, we will increment this one. Okay, and see here again 2 is fetched, so there are 2 elements having the value 2. That is why at the 2nd index we have stored 2. Similarly, the element 3 is present 2 times, so in the 3rd index of count array we are storing 2, and 4 is present only 1 time, so here we are storing 1, and here 1 is also present 1 time, so here it is 1. Okay, and as 0 is not present in the array, the count of the element 0 still remains 0. Now the third step or the third loop is for calculating the sum of elements of the count array. Okay, we have already seen it in the last video where I have explained the functioning of counting short. So we are summing up all the elements of the count array. We are calculating the cumulative sum. So in the beginning it was 0, it will stay as 0, then 0 plus 1 equals to 1. So we have stored 1 here, then this 1 plus this 2 equals to 3. So here it is 3, then this 3 plus this 2 equals to 5. So we are storing 5 here, then 5 plus 1 equals to 6. So it is 6 here, right? So in this way we have calculated the cumulative sum. Now the main loop is for calculating the position of the array element. That means where the element should be stored so that the array becomes sorted. So see, this loop is repeating from n minus 1 to 0. That means from right side to left side of the array. We are fetching an element of array A, then we are going to that index of count array, then we are decrementing it, and at that index of array B, we are storing the element of array A. I know this is not clear, so let's make it easy by taking an example. Okay, so here the loop is starting from n minus 1, that is right side. So the first element to be fetched will be 3, right? So at the third index of count, that means in this array the third index is this one, okay, and the element is 5. So we are pre-decrementing the value, that means 5 is decremented to 4, and at the fourth index of array B we are storing the element. That means see here, this is the index of array B. Okay, so at the fourth index we will store the element. Which element? The element that we have fetched from array A. So here at the fourth index we are storing the element 3. Now let's move to the second last element, that is 1, right? Now we are going to the index 1 of count array, that means this one, and the element is 1. So we will decrement it to 0, and at the 0th index of array B we are storing this value 1, right? Now the element is 2, and we are going to the index 2 of count array. The value is 3, it will be decremented by 1, so it will be 2, and at the second index we are storing the value 2, right? In the same way we will store this value 3, 2 and 4, okay, and we will get this array B as a sorted array. Now as all elements are present in the array B, we need to copy the element from array B to array A. Okay, so this is the loop for copying all elements of array B into array A, right? So this will be our final array A, which will be sorted. Now we have executed all the statements of this function count sort. Now the control will go back to the block from where it was being called. That means the control will again come to this position, and as we know the array is already sorted now, so we will print all the elements of the array to display where the elements are sorted or not. So let's run this program. So let the number of elements be 10, and I am inputting the elements. See, I have inputted the elements and we have got the sorted array. Here I have also given some repeating elements, right? 2 is repeated 2 times, 5 is repeated 3 times, and we have got the sorted array. So this is how this counting sort process works. I hope you got this code. Still, if you are having any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. And if you like this video, please subscribe the channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.